Once you have an idea of what your investment goal might be, you can start looking at which investing accounts are right for you. The characteristics of investment accounts are different than that of typical checking and savings accounts. Different investing account types have different purposes, and some may be more beneficial than others in helping you achieve your goal. There are many types of investing accounts that you can use. Let's go over some of the common ones. Accounts are primarily categorized in two ways: registered and non-registered. Registered accounts, like RRSPs, are registered with the government for tax purposes, whereas non-registered accounts are not. There are two types of non-registered accounts: cash and margin. Non-registered accounts have no contribution limits, and capital gains and income are taxable. These accounts may be suitable for any short or long-term goal. Many new investors use cash accounts because they're the most basic non-registered account available. Investing with a cash account means an investor can only trade using the money that is sitting in their account, just as they might only use the money that is sitting in their wallet to buy groceries at the store. If they want to trade but there is no money available in their account, then they can transfer cash or use the money they would receive from selling a security. Ultimately, if they don't have the cash up front, they can't purchase a security. In many cases, investors don't need to pay for the entire purchase of their security if they're using a margin account. For example, if someone wanted to buy an investment for $10,000 using a margin account, they may only be required to put down $3,000 of their own money. The remaining $7,000 would be borrowed and they would pay interest on that loan. Think of it like a home purchase. You contribute the down payment, and the bank mortgage lends the remaining portion to buy the home. Similarly, a margin account allows investors to pay a certain portion of a security purchase while the rest is borrowed from their portfolio. In essence, a portfolio can be used as a borrowing tool to purchase additional investments. How does an investor know if a margin account is right for them? Margin trading is not for everyone. If an investor borrows against securities they already own, they may increase their exposure to higher risk and greater loss. In addition, interest is also applied to any amounts that are borrowed. Investors don't have to borrow if they have enough funds available in the account to purchase the security in full. These types of accounts are registered with the Canadian government. Unlike non-registered accounts, registered accounts have contribution and withdrawal limits. Registered accounts provide options to reduce taxation on investment gains or income, and there may be age restrictions associated with opening them. There are several different types of registered accounts, but common ones to know are the tax-free savings account and registered retirement savings plan. TFSA stands for Tax-Free Savings Account, which the Canadian government introduced in 2009. If an investor is a Canadian resident over the age of 18 and has a social insurance number, you may contribute money that's already been taxed to a TFSA and then grow your long-term or short-term investments tax-free. There are, however, limits to how much money can be contributed annually set by the government. If the maximum amount isn't contributed each year, then that unused contribution room can move forward into future years. If you have questions about how much you can contribute, contact the Canada Revenue Agency. One key thing to know is that while the word savings is incorporated into the name of a TFSA, these accounts can be used more broadly. Investors can use them to buy and sell securities. Funds can be withdrawn tax-free at any time. If this happens, the funds could be recontributed into the account the following year, starting January 1st. One way many Canadians save for retirement is through RRSPs. A primary benefit is that they won't have to pay taxes on any growth in their investment until later in life when they make withdrawals. And ideally, they'll likely make withdrawals from the RRSP during retirement years, when they no longer have employment income and are in a lower income tax bracket. When this happens, withdrawals taken from the RRSP are treated as income and a lower tax rate may be applied at that time. In many cases, retirees are generally in a lower tax bracket than when they were employed. This allows Canadians to focus on building retirement funds for the future. While TFSAs have a fixed dollar amount limit on yearly contributions, Our RSPs calculate the limit based on percentage. Up to 18% of the income earned the previous year can be contributed, and contributions are tax deductible. Another benefit is that the account holder and their spouse or common law partner can contribute to the RRSP, unlike the TFSA, which only allows the account owner to contribute. One thing to note, our RSP accounts must be converted to a registered retirement income fund, an annuity, or the funds must be completely withdrawn once an account holder turns 71. Because both RRSP and TFSA accounts can be used to invest, how will you know which one is right for your investment goals? Investors should consider a couple factors when making this decision. First, when will they need access to the funds? And second, what is their current income tax bracket? Let's look at an example. Jose wants to invest $5,000 towards his retirement. His niece, Elena, wants to invest $5,000 towards a vacation, which she expects to make within the next 5 years. Jose earns a significant income at this stage in his life, more than Elena, so he is in a higher tax bracket where he pays 43% income tax. Elena expects her income to grow as she progresses in her career. Jose expects that his tax bracket will drop to 31% in retirement because he will no longer be working. Because an RRSP account will let him defer taxes until retirement, he feels this is the right registered account for him because he will pay less in taxes when he withdraws his funds. Elena, on the other hand, may be in a higher tax bracket by the time she is ready to withdraw her funds. By using a TFSA account to invest, the money she contributes will be taxed at the current tax bracket she is in, which is 24%. To avoid paying more in taxes on her investment gains when she is older and in a larger tax bracket, she decides that a TFSA account is the right one for her, as TFSA contributions will grow tax-free. For more specific investment goals, there are other registered accounts that might suit a person better. A couple examples include the Registered Education Savings Plan, or RESP. If someone wants to save for a child's post-secondary education, they can open an RESP. There are a few features of an RESP, including tax-free growth and a potential government grant of up to 20% of contributions. The Registered Disability Savings Plan, or RDSP. If someone or a loved one is living with a disability, they may be eligible for an RDSP. This type of account can help provide long-term financial security, including medical and living costs. Features include no annual contribution limit, tax-deferred investment income, and potential government grants. That's an overview of different account types that are commonly used for investing. Now that we've come to the end of this course, you should have an understanding of how to assess your financial position, what to consider when creating your investment plan, and how to select your accounts. In the next course, we'll dive into the basics of investing.